What's up, guys? It's your boy Doug here at DP Outdoors. Today we're going to make a video about shooting in the proper bow shooting form here. I have a Hoyt Charger. I just got it last year, 2014. With bow season coming up, I just wanted you guys to make sure you guys are shooting properly and your arrows are flying straight. That way you don't miss that buck of a lifetime. So without further ado, let's get out there on the range and show you what's up. Alright guys, obviously this is not the range. I ran out of battery on my camera, so I decided to do this portion indoors after I charged it. I want to go over all the equipment that I have and that I'm using right now. That way you guys can get an idea of how I'm doing this. First off, I'll go over my rangefinder. It is a Renfield Raider 600. Very easy to use. It was my first rangefinder, and it was, I think, $70, I think. Came with a nice little case here for it as well. Rangefinder, a lot of people say they don't need them, you can pace it. That's true, but I found it very helpful because you get the exact yardage whenever you're practicing, and you know that yardage will be the same when you're up into the tree stands or whether you're hunting from the ground when you're in the woods. So that I would suggest you go ahead and spring for. You don't need to get a real fancy one. My release that I'm using is a True Fire. Okay, very plain Velcro. Goes around your wrist. Right up here is a trigger. That's what you use. You put your string in there, in the little claw, close it, and then that's hard enough right there that it can, little clip, that you can draw back. I believe it was up to 90 pounds, something like that. But then you just pull the trigger whenever you're ready to fire. The reason why you get one of these, the trigger release, is your bow string on your bow will always draw back the same, no matter what. And it will release the same, which is going to help with accuracy, consistency, pretty much everything. It'll help not derail your string, which does happen, which I can explain in a different video if you guys would like. Let me know. I'm going to keep moving on here for the sake of time. Right here's my arm guard. It's Alien, A-L-L-E-N. Alien, I believe how you pronounce it. I don't ever use this arm guard anymore. I used it when I first started, but that was before I knew the proper form of shooting a bow, which you guys will learn later on in this video. It's $5-10. I recommend getting it if you're just getting into bow hunting or archery in general, because when you get that string burn, you're not going to want to shoot anymore, and it hurts, and yeah, it's not good. It's worth the $5-10. The arrows here, they're carbon arrows. Carbon Express Predator 2 6075 is what it is. On my broadhead here, I've got a Muzzy 3-point 100 grain. I only have 3 of those arrows. I want to get some more before hunting season, but we'll see. For my bow, I'll keep it this way, I guess. It's a Hoyt Charger. Love it. I got it in the 2014-2015 season. Excuse me. I got it as a kit, actually. I think it was $399 or $599. It's one of those two. All these accessories you see here came with it. A fall away rest, which I love a lot better than that bush rest. It's got the holder here. Holds your arrows. Holds up to 4 arrows, which again is way plenty. Oh god. On the sight itself, I got a new sight for it. It's the same brand, Fuse, as the sight that came with it. It came with a 3-pin sight. I wanted one with at least 4. So I got this one. It's a 5-pin sight. I don't know if you guys can see the sights very well. The pins. But I have up to 4-pin set. I don't have the 5th one set. Because honestly, I will not shoot farther than 30-40 yards at a deer. It's just unethical. But that's what I've got so far. It is set at a 55-pound draw, which is way plenty. I'm up here in Ohio. The minimum is 40 pounds, which is good for hunting as well. I've heard guys get pass-throughs at 40, so you don't want to shoot too heavy because you want to be able to draw back your bow and be able to practice without fatiguing your arms too much. You want to be able to draw it back and hold it there as the deer's coming in. So you don't want your arms shaking, and that's not going to be very accurate, and it's also going to spook the deer. I have it set at 55. I'd probably draw more, but I don't really see the need to, because then you'll have to get a heavier grain broadhead, and we'll go into all that stuff in a later video. But anyways, that's what I will be using for the archery today. Alright guys, one more thing before we hit the range. I'm going to go over a little bit of the proper bow shooting form right here. Okay, there are many factors into your proper bow shooting form. This is a very basic video. Alright, this is for the people who haven't shot very much at all, or they just want to be more consistent, more accurate, and they don't understand why. You can watch this video. Hopefully it'll give you some pointers of something you may not have known. And yeah, you'll do better out in the woods with your bow. Yeah. First thing off, whenever you get your bow, you see you have your grips. Okay, every bow does. A lot of people just use all of their fingers and grip with their whole hand. That's not at all what you want to do. Alright? What I've been taught a lot of times is use the meat of your thumb. Okay? And you want it right in that crease. You're gonna want the motion is going to be pushing the bow forward. So you're not just holding the bow steady while drawing back. You will be drawing back with your string and pushing forward off the grip. That way there's two motions going on at once. It's not going to spook the deer as much because your bow is going to be pretty much in the same area. It's not going to be moving around. Not as big of a motion. Get that up. Alright. Easy way of doing that and stop breaking that habit. Don't use your four fingers at all. Okay? Just the meat of your thumb. Now you're gonna be like, well, how am I supposed to draw? Well, once you start drawing back on your bow, like I'm not even drawing back. I just barely move my hands. Barely started pulling. And I can move my bow all around which way. Doesn't matter. Okay? Just make sure you're not using your fingers. Now me, I like to just put my index finger, wrap that around. That way I just feel like I have more stability. Technically, I really don't, but it's just secure for me. So if you guys want to try that, you can. But usually when you do that, you're going to want to bring your rest of your fingers in, and that's not what you want to do. Because if you bring the rest of your fingers in, you're going to create torque. And what's going to happen is when you're drawn back, you're going to have a tendency to move your bow left, right, or sideways like that. That's not going to create an accurate shot. Okay? You could also derail your string that way, and that's not good at all. That's going to hurt really bad. Alright? So, keep your fingers out, or bring your index finger in, whichever one you want. And try to make sure the bow isn't straight up and down, but at a little bit of an angle. Okay? If the bow's a little bit of an angle, you're going to get a better shot, okay, every single time. You're going to be able to see through the peephole a lot easier. Okay? So, quick review. Don't grip your grip. Use it as a, what you want to call it, as a bar in order to push. So, just take your hand and push outwards. That's what you want your bow to be like, right there. You don't want to go, you're not punching your bow forward, you're just pushing it forward. So, again, just push your bow forward and pull back at the same time. Now, sighting your bow in, we're going to make a different video on that. It's just a random topic. I get those pop in my head a lot. Alright, so if you're having struggle and having a hard time pulling your bow back and making a bunch of shots while practicing, you're going to want to bring your bow down a little bit. Dial it back on poundage. Don't try to be macho man, alright? Quality is a lot better. I can't stress that issue enough. I started off with too much weight on my bow. Got that rash quite a bit. I didn't like it. I stopped shooting. Well, I started learning more on proper bow form. Stopped getting that rash because I was gripping my grip. Okay? Which usually when you do that, you have a tendency to lock your arm out. When you lock your arm out, with right by your elbow, your forearm's gonna be pushed in, and that's what happens. Okay, your left arm or right arm if you're a lefty should be bent a little bit. Okay, that's gonna help get that rash more accurate of a shots, more consistent. All right, so keeping those in mind, hopefully you can get out there and practice some. I'm gonna go out onto the range, take a couple shots off. See you guys out there. Alright guys, we're out here on the range. This tree right here is my 30-yard mark. I'm gonna show you the range on what we're shooting at today so you guys can get a general idea of the layout. I have it marked so I don't have to constantly keep range checking it here with these stakes. Here's the 20-yard marker, and we'll zoom in so you can see our deer out there. Go on up. These are 10. Got bent with the lawnmower. There's our deer decoy out there. And you take a closer look at this decoy. Yeah, it's a old one I got from my uncle for free. I have another one, it's called the Block. It's a layered style target. You can see we've torn them up pretty much. Different bows and quite a few real bad shots on them. That's because I don't really shoot this thing that often. I only pull it out around deer season. But we'll be shooting right here. I want to hit, I'll make another video on shot placement, but I want to hit right where this is at. But for the sake of the video, we're going to shoot right at the middle. Alright, I'll see you guys once I get back to my bow. Alright guys, this is the makeshift stand I have for the camera. So if it falls, sorry, but it's the best I have right now. Maybe later on down the road I can invest in an actual stand. That way you guys can see me shooting instead of me just explaining it. And I can explain it as I'm shooting. But again, don't wrap your fingers around at all. Keep the fingers straight out and at a 45-degree angle whenever you're firing. You're gonna want to push forward and pull back at the same time. Look down your pins. About 20 yards. Fire. Let's go take a look. Alright guys, it's the only arrow I'm going to shoot because my camera is running out of power. Forgot to check that before I started. This was at 20 yards. Shot a little high from where I was aiming. Again, I'll do another video on shot placement for this demonstration. I was aiming right for the middle there, but that's still a kill shot in my book. Yeah, so this will be the end of the video, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you have any comments, questions, post them down below. Anything, even if it's bad, I don't care. You know, anything that'll better my channel, and that's for you guys. Alright, see you guys later. Don't forget, stay outside. DP Outdoors.